Hey, what's up guys? My name is Jedith, and this video is going to be of importance to all the Havoc demon hunters out there. There is a new item for us to farm. Love it or hate it, we do have to farm for certain items. It's just how it is for Havoc DH. There's always a few items that are standouts and must-haves. In patch 10.1.5, there is a new weapon for us to get, and the weapon comes from this dungeon right behind me. Dawn of the Infinite. The weapon is called Double Time, and it is from the very first boss, Chronicar. It is a warglaive. Demon hunters are the only people that can loot it, which makes it a little hard to get. If you look at the tooltip here, it is Divergent Mythic, item level 437, and can be upgraded to 441. You'll notice the other substat on this item is 315 Timestrike, so you might be very confused. You might be asking yourself, what the hell is Timestrike? I haven't seen that before. It's essentially just a proc. They've fancied it up with this dungeon and they've made it look like a stat on the item. The number is irrelevant, okay? The number is irrelevant. Just ignore the number. The 315 means nothing. It's just flavor, as they like to call it. It just has a proc on it. And the proc is called Timestrike. So, what does Timestrike do? Timestrike is basically a passive that is going to be on your character that gives all of your abilities and potentially all instances of damage to basically do an echo for 10% of that damage done. It has the potential to be very good. And I'm going to show you some sims here in a second. I have single target sims and I have AoE sims that we're going to look at. But first, I just want to talk about it a little bit more so you guys understand how it works exactly. So Timestrike, the proc itself, has no internal cooldown and it has no AoE cap. No internal cooldown means that it can proc from one of your damage instances, I guess we'll call it, and 0.1 seconds right after it can proc again. Not to say it will, but it can. It has the potential to. And AoE cap means that anything you're doing AoE has the potential to proc it. So, you know, Blade Dance, it hits multiple targets. It could proc Timestrike multiple times. Same with I-Beam, you know, Fell Rush, whatever the case might be, whatever you're using, it has the potential to proc Timestrike. There are a few more things you need to know. It cannot crit, and there is something that's been happening that's kind of been discovered, not by me. I think it was discovered by Shatterick in the Fellhammer Discord. Essentially, this proc is also affected by versatility, and it is affected by our Chaos brand. So, you know, the 5% increased magic damage that we put on mobs. In-game, it is affecting the Timestrike proc. And like I said, Verse is as well. The only thing about that is that it hasn't been implemented into the Sims yet. So the Sims aren't accounting for Chaos brand and Verse as of making this video. That might change. I know it's been reported to the people that do the Sims, that take care of that stuff. It has been reported to them, so it could be updated by the time this video comes out, but that is the case as of right now. So I will show you some of the Sims. We'll look at this one first. So this is a single target sim. I'm in my single target sort of serrated glaive build here. You can see Double Time in my offhand. Over a 441 Bile-Stained Krog Tusk is an increase of 678 DPS, which is pretty substantial. In single target, every little bit helps. If you can get, you know, over 500 DPS just from a small upgrade on a weapon, that is massive. You can see here Double Time in both weapons, in both slots, primary and offhand. It's actually not as big of an increase as you might think. It's probably just better to have a higher eye level in your main hand. But yeah, that's single target. So let's look at AoE. Now for AoE, it's different. Double Time in both slots, main hand and offhand. And it is a 2.4k damage increase. Again, in AoE, it's a little bit different. This is a pretty big increase. Double Time in both hands for AoE is very, very good. You can even use one in your offhand for an increase of 1500, 1600. Yeah, you want to get one of these if you can. The problem is though, it drops from the Mega Dungeon, like I mentioned, and you can only loot things from the Mega Dungeon once per week. As of right now, you have one chance per week to kill the first boss and potentially loot this. But as I said earlier, only demon hunters can loot it. The difference between this and a Krog Tusk is that you can go into Underrot not only multiple times a week to try to get it, but you have, you know, other people in your group that it could potentially drop for, right? Like rogues could loot the fist weapon, or shamans could loot the fist weapon in Underrot and they could potentially trade it to you. Here, you don't have that luxury. It only drops for demon hunters. So you might see people, you know, putting together these little teams of 5 demon hunters to go in and kill the first boss to try to get one of these. Yeah, it's really strange right now. It's unfortunate that it's such a good upgrade, but so hard to get. That will change though when the new Mythic Plus season rolls around in 10.2, because these dungeons, both halves will be part of the Mythic Plus rotation, and you'll be able to grind this and hopefully get one to drop for you. And they're going to be even better in that new season when you can get them at the max eye level. I hope you guys like running this dungeon, because you're going to be running it a lot. If you guys like this video, give it a like. Make sure you sub to the YouTube channel, and be sure to check out the new merch store. Get this shirt that I'm wearing right here, Res Sickness IRL, and we have the Enjoy Momentum shirt that you've seen me wear before. I'll put a link to the store down in the description. You can also find a link to the store, I think right below this video, in like the YouTube, merch shelf type of thing. I don't know. You'll find it. Just scroll down. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you next time. Peace.